Hey, I'm Michael Hall.
And I'm Robert Wolf, and you're watching Innovation Coffee Special Brew live at KubeCon 2023. Okay, a bit of a mess up there.
A little bit there. I'm Michael Hall.
And I'm Robert Wolf, and I'm going to check and see if my microphone is actually working. It looks like it is. Hello? Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I guess what happens when you do things live and don't check things first.
This is when we don't have our regular studio equipment set up.
My goodness. Yes. Everyone, welcome to Innovation Coffee once again. Michael Hall, Robert Wolf here, your hosts, trying to kind of cover what's going on at KubeCon 2023 here live in Chicago at the McCormick Center. We've had a lot of fun, a lot of opportunities to meet with developers here on site at the ARM booth, and I've had some time, in fact, to cruise around the convention center and meet with some of the partners and companies who are showing off the technologies they are building. I think that showcase the various things going on with KubeCon related technologies. I'm getting tongue twisted here.
And I got to talk to the same people, but I didn't even have to leave the booth. They all came to us.
Yeah. So we have some cool stuff that we're going to talk about today. I want to cover some of the things that have happened at the event while we've been here for day one. I want to cover some of the stuff that's coming up tomorrow and the next day. And then we have a featured guest, David Neary from Ampere Computing, who's going to be joining us to talk about some of the things he is most excited about and some of the announcements that happened this morning during the keynote sessions. So Mike, I guess first off, let's talk about maybe something that you found most exciting throughout the day today. What was one of the things that you enjoyed the most here at KubeCon?
So I've talked to a lot of DevOps engineers here, right? I mean, it's KubeCon. That's to be expected.
DevOps is pretty heavy.
Yeah, but everybody I talk to says, if they're not already running on ARM, they're looking at migrating over to ARM.
Yeah.
And they're looking for some help in doing that. Like they don't know. They know they need to, but they don't know how. So we've got this learning path for running Kubernetes with a mix of ARM and x86 nodes that's been really helpful. So just being able to show people what that migration path looks like for them has been a really exciting thing for me. It looks like a lot of people are ready to make that move now.
Yeah, I agree. In fact, it's pretty interesting that there are so many developers here. Now, you assume like KubeCon, one of the biggest cloud native compute foundation cloud conferences of the year. I think the numbers are in the 15, 20,000 range.
It's really, really big, but fortunately this is a really big space. So it hasn't felt overly crowded.
Aaron Williams from Ampere puts it in the Blazers versus t-shirts kind of comparison. And some events are majority Blazers, some events are majority t-shirts. And by Blazers versus t-shirts, I mean the product people or the developers. And this seems to be a massively developer-heavy conference.
This is very much a t-shirt conference.
This is a t-shirt conference, yeah. So to quote Aaron Williams on that one, t-shirt conference, in fact, one of the best ones that I've been to so far this year. It has been nonstop developers at the booth. What I want to do before I dive into some of my stuff, I want to bring David Neary in now because we have him over here, looking at us. And I think that the stuff he wants to talk about is in fact some of the coolest stuff that has happened at the conference so far.
Yeah, so let's bring him in.
I'm going to step out, Mike. Is that okay?
Yeah,
you got this one?
All
right, here you go, David. Come on in. I'll be back.
Thank you very much, Robert.
Welcome, David. So it's been an exciting day today so far, and I hear that there's some big announcements that you have regarding Oracle. Is that right?
Yeah, well, this morning at the keynote, the keynote speaker from Oracle shared that they're sponsoring CNCF projects up to $3 million in ARM credits. So that's all Ampere-based A1 and A2 instances on OCI. So this is basically $3 million that's available for any CNCF project to take advantage of.
Wow, that's fantastic. So what kind of things can they do with these credits?
Well, you can imagine running VMs so that you're running your OKE clusters or running your own Kubernetes cluster in VMs. So to do integration tests, to do feature tests. You could imagine you doing all of your project CI in these things. So you manage the VMs as runners, and then you're running your CI with Jenkins or Dagger or Argo CD or GitHub Actions or whatever you're doing. Yeah, so it's just another way for you to take advantage of having these resources available, you could run your website on them. You could run a bunch of infrastructure on them. It's like
So
it's really
whatever
it's
you want to
just
do on them,
fully
right?
functional VMs.
Nice. And how much of that 3 million can an individual project get?
I have no idea.
All right. Well, how can they find out more information about this project
Well,
then?
CNCF is a good place to go, and I know that both Ampere and Oracle had blog posts about this initiative this morning, which I assume will have more details. And the operationalization of it will, I'm sure, become clear in the next couple of weeks.
Awesome. That's really cool. You know, Oracle was already super generous in like their free tier offerings, and now to add this on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, the free tier, in case anybody is unaware of the free tier, anybody can sign up for what they call the always free tier, and you get up to 4 CPUs that are just always available. So I know that, for example, my son has been running his Minecraft server and sharing
my daughter has been too.
And sharing that with his friends. So they have their own Minecraft world that they build on. That's just one use case that's really well fitted to these things. Like completely free, nothing to pay. Just get started and you're off to the races.
Oh, so that's really exciting, Dave. I'm really glad to hear that. So go check out the Oracle blog, check out the Ampere Computing blog, and find out more information on how you can take advantage of that.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. All right, we're going to bring Robert back in, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about what his favorite parts of the day have been.
Awesome, David. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, much appreciated. Awesome. All right. So yeah, I wanted to say, all of those announcements that kind of took place today around Ampere Computing, around the stuff that Oracle's doing, GitHub and their, GitHub Actions CI/CD integration on ARM.
Yeah.
I think all of that stuff's amazing, but one of the big things I always like to harp on is just the energy and the community aspect of events like these. What I've just enjoyed the most is running into people who I have been working with over long periods of time in the developer sphere, online, virtually, and just finding them in person and being like, oh my gosh, I've been hanging out with you online, talking about, your projects that you've been building on ARM for 4 years now, and here you are in person, big hug, handshake and catching up, right? And I think that this is the whole thing that I like the most, and this is why I look forward to our drink up that we're going to be having later on today.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah.
So, like you said, I've known David Neary for a long time. I've known Aaron Williams at Ampere for a long time. I could see Barton George from Dell just right across the alleyway for us here. Who I met while I was at a bunch.
Yeah.
So it's really cool being able to run into people who I've known for so long and haven't seen in a while. So
you had people waiting in a line to talk to you earlier.
I'm booth famous.
Yeah, booth famous. Yeah, so and then of course there are the regular faces, and it's just good. There are some people that I feel that I see more at events than friends that live in my hometown. It's kind of crazy. Like that's how much sometimes we travel and we are at these events. But you kind of have that camaraderie with them, and the what is it? You suffer together, but at the same time you also enjoy everything together.
Yeah, it's fun because they're almost like your coworkers, even though you don't work together. But you do get to go do these the after event socials. It's like going to get a drink with your coworkers afterwards. Only everybody works at a different company.
Yeah, I mean, no one likes to fly 5,000 miles to get somewhere for an event. That's the bad part. But once you get there and you get to meet with all of your friends and your colleagues from around the world, then all of a sudden it all just washes away, and you're like, oh man, this is good.
Yeah,
and I'm glad that we're here together.
That's what makes the hours in the booth worthwhile.
Yeah. So, Michael, I don't want to take up too much time here. I think just mainly the main point here is to bring you some content, bring you all some highlights of the day, and then talk a little bit about what's going on tomorrow. So, did you want to talk about anything? Like, are you excited about anything in the coming days?
Well, tomorrow we're doing a lot of the same thing we did today. We've got a whole new set of people that we're going to be interviewing with. To put those videos out later. We're going to do 2 episodes of Special Brew Innovation Coffee tomorrow, just like we did today. So come watch that as well. And then just talking to more people at the booth is what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, and I think one of the big things tomorrow is going to be the day that I like the most for these live streams, because today or day one of events like this, we're real busy. We're hustling. We're getting this booth set up. Tomorrow, we've kind of established our routine, and so I'll be able to actually do a little booth crawl of our own, show the event a little bit more off, and I think we'll get a chance to turn the camera around, hook up the cell phone, walk you around to the different demos, and do that kind of stuff. Not only that, we'll also be able to focus in on a little bit of hone in on some of the sessions that are more ARM focused, and so we'll do that and then provide links to those sessions in the description below. But other than that, I mean, I would say I'm excited for the same things you're excited for. Just kind of having another day with the developers doing amazing things on ARM. So let's kind of leave it at that, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right. Well, since we don't have a production person, I'm going to lean in here onto the computer. You all have a wonderful rest of your day. Anyone here attending KubeCon, if you cruise on by the ARM booth, we have some great swag to give out. Make sure you ask for Robert or Michael, and let's go, grab a beer later. All right.
Yeah. And if you're not here, join us for our live streams tomorrow. We'll be starting early in the morning and doing a closing one again tomorrow too.
Excellent. Y'all have a wonderful day.
All right.
Live from KubeCon Chicago.
Bye, everyone.
Take care. Bye.